This is Joe at Evo Mortgage. I just want to go over the difference between the Welcome Home Grant and the KHC Down Payment Assistance Program. I get a lot of questions about this program, and I just kind of want to explain the differences in those advantages, disadvantages, and how you compare and contrast those two. First of all, the Welcome Home Grant, I'm just going to touch on that first. It's available usually around the 1st of March or the 1st of April, supposedly this year is what they're saying. It's administered by the Federal Home Loan Bank Board out of Cincinnati, and select banks throughout Kentucky have access to that program. You would have to go to the website, put in your zip code, and it gives you a list of banks that participate in that program. Last year, and this is based off last year's program, because 2026 supposedly is coming out in April. I think it's the 1st of April, and they're supposed to give us more details about how much money they're going to have available and the income limits. So those two things are very important for the Welcome Home Grant. So the figures I'm telling you today is based off 2025. So last year you could get up to $20,000 grant, meaning you don't have to pay it back. It's a true grant. Up to $25,000 was available for veterans in active duty. It's forgivable over 5 years. So mainly, if you stay in the house for 5 years, you don't have to pay back the grant. But if you sell within the first 5 years, you have to pay back a percentage of it. But there's no payments required. High urgency, meaning that this program usually disappears within the first 2 weeks that it's open. It's kind of like a lottery system. Some people get in, some people don't. Again, it's a very ambiguous program as far as that. But unfortunately, it's kind of like the lottery. Hopefully you can get in under the door and get your money and get out. But a lot of people don't. So I just want to lay that out there about the program. It is a legitimate program, though. So what you read online, it's totally legit, because I know a lot of people call me. It's like, is this program legitimate? And it really is legitimate. The eligibility spotlight, I'm going to kind of go over that here in a little bit. So it's total household income. So it's 80% of the MRB income. I'll go over that later. You have to have $500 into the loan program at closing or upfront. Primary residence, no rental properties, no second homes. Condos are okay as long as they pass the agency requirements for FHA, VA, or Fannie Mae. Counseling is required. You can do that online. It's not that big of a deal. KHC Down Payment Assistance. So it's called the DAP loan. A lot of people call it the DAP. It's been around forever. It's administered by the State Housing Agency, and currently they have $12,500 available in the form of a second mortgage at 4.75% over 15 years. That's the equivalent of basically a $97 additional payment into your PITI, and that will fall off after 15 years. Current rate's 4.75. This is eligible year-round. You don't have to hope you get it. It's done by a lot more lenders, and it's available year-round. There's no race against the clock. It's easier qualifications than the Welcome Home Grant as far as qualifying. They do have a minimum credit score of 620 and unconventional loans at 660, but this program is a lot more available and used mostly for first-time home buyers. Again, you don't have to be a first-time home buyer, but keep that in mind. It's usually geared for people that don't have money for down payment or closing costs. The head-to-head comparison of the Welcome Home Grant versus the KHC Down Payment Assistance. The Welcome Home Grant is forgivable. You don't have to pay it back. The KHC DAP, you have to pay it back. They have $12,500 currently available. It's year-round. You don't have to worry about missing out on it, so keep that in mind. It's on 15 years at 4.75. It's year-round. Minimum credit score is 620. Buyer contribution, none, but you typically have to pay for an appraisal fee up front. It usually runs between $500 to $600. Some lenders will cover that for you. Typically, it's free to get pre-approved with most lenders. They may charge you a credit report fee, but typically it's free to get pre-approved. Minimum contribution for the buyer over here for the Welcome Home Grant is $500. Again, the MRB income, it's much lower than the KHC, so I'm kind of going to go over that next as far as the income limits. So let's just take for an example, you're buying a house in Jefferson County. I'm just saying that it's available in all 120 counties. So if we do Jefferson County, and this is 2025, keep that in mind, this is not 2026. 1 to 2 people in the household, and it's total household income. It's not like, say, the husband and wife both work, and the husband doesn't go on the loan because he has bad credit. Well, they're going to count his income into the income limits for the Welcome Home Grant, and it's 80% of the MRV. So the KHC loan, for example, has much higher income limits on that program, but the Welcome Home Grant is much lower, and that's where it gets a lot of people as far as eligibility when you compare the two. So, for example, Jefferson County, for 1 to 2 people, you can only make up to 77,000. For KHC, you can make up to 96,000 in Jefferson County. So you can see that the income limits are a lot lower. Once you find a house, you can usually call a lender, call me, or go online. And usually there's a PDF that'll be updated by the Federal Home Loan Bank Board that you can get those updated informations. Again, this is 2025. 2026 is not out yet. So what's the verdict? The Welcome Home Grant is the best if you qualify because it's non-repayable and it's $20,000 based on last year. It's instant equity. It's a lower monthly payment, meaning you don't have to repay the loan. And, it is perfect for early spring buyers. KHC, what's it best for? Well, it's available year-round, and it's offered by a lot more lenders. And it's higher income limits, and it's more predictable underwriting. It's not like a lottery system. You're going to get the money. So again, it has its advantages and disadvantages. Just to go over one more slide here on this program, as a quick reference, I just want to kind of go over this as far as the program. The KHC Down Payment Assistance loan is $12,500. It's $97. It's available year-round. There's no retention. You can sell at any time. There's no income test for household income, and it varies by funding type. The Welcome Home Grant is a true grant. It's no money paid back. This year, according to all the literature that we're seeing, it's going to become available April 6, 2026. So you would need to have a pre-approval, a purchase contract, and ready to submit to the Federal Home Loan Bank Board to reserve the funds. And again, you typically know within the first week or so that if you're going to get the funds. And again, if you don't, there's always the KHC Down Payment Assistance Program if you make too much money or if you just don't get the $20,000 grant. Again, the income limits are much lower on the Welcome Home Grant versus the KHC DAP, so keep that in mind. Lastly here, just to go over a quick reference guide, it typically will open April the 6th. The income limits vary by county. It's a 5-year retention program. So anyway, I just wanted to make this and kind of make it clear for you about the program and how it works. If you have any questions about it, want to compare or contrast, or if you want updated income limits or interest rates, anything for that matter, reach out at 502-905-3708. Again, 502-905-3708. This is Joel Lobb, Evo Mortgage. This video was shot January 2026. So again, I hope these income limits and amounts for the grants come out pretty soon so I can update this video. Thanks and have a great day.